Namaste children, welcome to today's English class. Today we are going to continue the lesson that is Once in a Village. It is block 16 class 4 Xseed English and Once in a Village it is written by H.C. Madan. So before we do the next part of the lesson, let us revise what we have done in our previous video. Yes, there was an old village near the forest. The village had fields, ponds and a river. The people of the village, they considered the forest as their friend. The village changed as the number of people increased. The old trees were cut down to use, that is, to make homes. As a result, there was no rain for 5 years. So now let us see what has happened later. Okay. Now see the keywords, children. So first word is wither. So wither means, here see the first picture, it is green in color. The grass is green in color. When it gets dried off without water, then we say that it is withered. Then trickle. Trickle is a flow of water. You can see that the flow of water is it is trickle. Okay. Okay, the less flow of water. Now coming to the next part of the lesson. So for 3 years there was no rain, isn't it children? So in the fourth year there was still no rain, not a drop. The brown grass had withered. The ponds were dry. The lotuses had all dried. The ducks and the geese had left the village. The river became a thin, muddy trickle. So here what happened in the fourth year also? There was no rain, not a drop, even not single drop also it did not rain. And the brown grass, the grass which was brown, that has withered, dried up. Okay, total you can see in the picture children. The ponds were dry. Previously lotuses were there, no? So it has been dried. The lotuses had all died. So the lotuses which were there in that water, as the pond has dried, as the pond has no water, the flowers were dead. Okay. The ducks and the geese had left the village. So the ducks and the geese which were there in the village, as there was no water in this particular village, they moved on to the next village. The river became thin, like a muddy trickle. So the river, previously it was flowing. People, what they did, they washed their clothes, they swam, they fished, children swam, they fished, all that they have done it. So now it became a small muddy trickle. Next year, the rains failed again. We will die if there is no rain, cried everybody. You can see in the picture, children, everyone they are looking at the sky. Okay, so next year, that is fifth year also, there was no rain, and everybody they cried saying that we will die if there is no rain. Heaven, send us rain, sobbed thin muddy trickle that had once been a river. So that muddy trickle, that river has become like a muddy trickle with less water, so that started sobbing, crying, and it looked at heaven, and it started saying that heaven send us rain. Okay, rain, give us rain, cried the holes that had once been ponds. Rain, rain, rain. So even the ponds, previously ponds were full of water, now these ponds have become like a holes. Okay, and these holes, they started asking rain, give us rain. They were asking rain, you give us rain. Croaked the thirsty frogs, please come rain, pleaded the birds. Rain, come down rain, prayed the empty fields. Now even the frogs also they croak. Croak means their voice. So with that they started asking, please come rain. So they were just they were badly in need of water, they were badly in need of rain. So even the birds also feel very thirsty, isn't it children? So they pleaded, they requested the rain to come down. Rain, come down rain. Even the empty fields, the fields which have to grow, the fields which have to be certain crop has to be raised, so those fields they are empty now. Without rain, without water, you can't grow fields, isn't it children? So even the empty fields also they prayed, rain, you come down. Rain, please, may the rain come, begged the people. Rain, rain, may the rain come. So even the people also, you can see here in the picture, even children, birds, you can see frogs. So everyone, they are looking at the sky, they are asking the rain to come down, and they are praying a lot. There was one thought in every mind. So, what is the thought which the people have, children? Only one thought. What is the thought? Yes, very good. Everyone wanted rain. So, everyone were in need of water. So, for 5 years, there was no rain in the village. Okay, so one prayer on every lip. So, one prayer means on every lip. Every lip means on all the village people, only one prayer they had in their mind. So, what is that prayer which they had in their lip? That is, they wanted rain. And one longing in every heart. So they are longing. So their heart is longing. The heart wants the rain. So everyone with heart and soul, they are praying God, praying the rain God, that they wanted rain. The thought began to grow in strength. So thought is, all the people who are there in the village, they had only one thought, that they wanted to have rain. And every heart is longing, every heart wants rain, and every lip. So when you do prayer with your lips, with the lip movement only, the sound comes from your mouth, isn't it? So everyone is praying to rain God, that they wanted rain. So all their thought, it began to grow in a strength. So all the thought, it focused towards one place, and it strengthened a lot. It grew into a powerful force. So their thought, it grew into very powerful force, it grew into, and it began to rise higher and higher until it reached the sky. So their thought, their strength, their power which they had, their prayer on every lip, each and everyone's heart which was longing to have rain. So everyone's thought and everything, that force or that strength, it went up higher and higher, it went up. So till it reached the sky. So it went higher and higher until it reached the sky. So what reached the sky, children? Yes, very good. Their prayer, their strength, they were longing to have rain. That intention, that thought reached the sky, and there it became a shining silver cloud. So that thought, their strength, their powerful prayer, all that, it became like a shining silver cloud. It became like a silver cloud. Okay. Then all eyes were fixed on wonderful cloud. Now you can see all their eyes, all eyes here refers to the villagers' eyes, were fixed on wonderful cloud. Breeze came from every direction. So one cloud, you can see the cloud. Okay, everyone's eyes were fixed on that particular cloud. You can see the cloud looks very beautiful, very wonderful. Okay, and this cloud is now going to give the rain for them, isn't it, children? Breeze came from every direction. The cool breeze, it has come from different direction. Soon the wind was rushing and howling. So even the wind was also very happy, and it was moving here and there. It was howling, means the wind was making some sort of noise. Okay. Then hundreds and hundreds of raindrops fell. Pit, 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 pitter, pitter, pit, pit. So immediately what happened, when there was a breeze from different direction, when there was a rustling, rushing and howling sound of the wind, then hundreds and hundreds of raindrops, they fell. So what is the sound of the raindrop, children? Very good. Pit, 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 pitter, pitter, pit, pit. So with this sound, the raindrops fell on the ground. They fell on the earth, and on the dry grass. They fell on the animals and people faster and faster. So the raindrops, it fell on the dry grass, it fell on the animals, it also fell on the people. So very fast, it was the raindrops from top, from the cloud, it started falling very fast. Okay, then we'll see what happens. Oh, the rain, the wonderful, beautiful rain, cried everybody. See, you can see the picture, children. Everyone is very happy. I think you're also very happy, isn't it, children? Because all these people of the village, they were longing to have the rain. As there were no rains for 5 years, they were praying to rain God. And finally, the rain God had answered them. So, oh, the rain, the wonderful, beautiful rain, cried everybody. The raindrops grew bigger. They fell from the clouds, thick and fast. So from the clouds, the raindrops fell. And how were these raindrops, children? Very thick and very fast, it fell on the ground. Everybody lifted their arms and sang and danced. Grandparents and parents, uncles and aunts, and all the children danced with joy. The animals, birds and frog danced with joy. Even the plants and grass danced with the wind. So now Here you can see in the picture, everyone is dancing. See, they raised their arms. Okay, they were singing, they were dancing. Not only grandparents, parents, uncles, aunts, even children. You can see children. See that fellow how is jumping and dancing. Even the animals also. You can see the animals, the frogs, the birds. Okay, and even apart from these animals and apart from these people, even the plants and grass also, they danced with the wind. So when there is a wind, when there is a breeze, the plants move here and there. Okay, to and fro it moves. So that is the dance of these plants and grass. Okay, so all were very much happy when there was a rain, and you can see the enjoyment of the people. Now we'll see the next parable. Oh, everybody danced. Everybody. No, not everybody. So everybody danced. So, but here it is said that no, not everybody. We'll see who did not dance, children. The people and the banyan tree were only two who did not dance. So, people and banyan tree, you can see now here. So, only these two did not dance. We'll see why they did not dance. What happened? Okay, the people and the banyan tree were the only two who did not dance. They looked at the sky, the earth, and the rain with their hearts full of joy. So, what this people tree and banyan tree has done, they did not dance, but they looked at the sky up above and the earth and the rain. With they have seen all this, and they were very happy. They were full of joy within their heart. We are too old to dance, they said. We will sing our thanks. So, what these people and banyan tree said, they were very old, no? So, they say that, no, we are too old to dance, but we will sing. We will sing our thanks. Our thanks means now we want to thank the rain god. As the rain god has sent the rain, we want to thank the rain god by singing. As we are very old, we cannot dance. Okay, with a great rustling of leaves. That's just what they did. Rustling refers to the when the leaves move here and there. So with lot of joy when they move. Okay, through the when there is a breeze, when there is a wind, you can hear the leaves moving. Okay, so that when leaves move, they make some sort of sound that we call as rustling sound. Okay, with a great rustling of leaves, that's just what they did. So they just moved their leaves by making the sound. So that is the song which they have sung. Okay, why they did not dance, children? Because they are old. Is this clear, children? Have you all understood? Now, from this lesson, what did you learn? What did this particular lesson teach you? And what is the theme of the lesson? Can you tell me, children? So, what did you understand from this lesson, or what does the story teach us? Yes, in this now, let us know what is the problem. What happened? What was the problem? The people increased in the village. So, when the people increased in the village, what happened? They started cutting down the trees. Okay, so as they have cut down the trees, there were no rains for 5 years. So, what does this particular lesson teach us? Yes, very good. The story teaches us that we should not cut down trees carelessly. Okay, so we should not cut down trees carelessly. Then, what is the theme of this particular lesson? So, what does the author want to tell us? So, here we come across some people, children, who don't care for or respect for the resources until they are in trouble. So here they had nice trees, everything they had. The trees give the breeze. With these trees only we get rain. Okay, so as people have the resources, okay, if they don't take care of these resources, they will be in trouble. So we should use the resources properly. If we don't use the resources properly, finally we will be in a trouble. So we need to we should people should take care of the resources, or else we will fall into trouble. Is this clear, children? Have you all understood? Shall we move on to the workbook? Yes, very good. Now coming to the, you can open your workbook to page number 41. Now in page number 41, S2, already I think we have done S1, children, isn't it? So now here you can see the S2, this is key details. So what is this key details? What do you know about these key details? Key details are nothing but they are the important points which are in the lesson. So how to find out the important points. So how to know that that particular sentence is a key detail, or how to write a key detail? So let us know about that. In order to write a key detail, you need to ask questions. So we have to ask question. So with what are the words with which we have to ask question? That is what, why, how, when, where. So these are the words. With this you have to frame a question. So how shall we frame the question? Okay, so with what happened? Okay, where is the village? Okay, why did the people increase, or why did the people started cutting the trees? What happened after they have cut down the trees? What was the result? Okay, why did the people pray? So we have to ask certain questions. Okay, as we know the story, we have to ask questions using these question words. Okay, so with that we come across the key details. Now then why were they sad? Why it did not rain? What has happened finally? Okay, is it clear, children? So like this we need to put questions. Now here you see the first bit. List the key details of the story once in a village. Give a reason to explain why the chosen detail is important. Now first, what has happened in the story? Yes, what was there near the forest? Very good. There was a, you can write the first key detail as, there was a beautiful village near a forest. Okay, so that will be your first key detail. So why did you choose that particular sentence? Okay, so this lesson starts with that, isn't it, children? So what did you write the first key detail, children? Yes, there was a beautiful village near the forest. So why is it a key detail? Yes, because this is the setting of the story, isn't it? With this sentence only we'll come to know where the story has happened. Okay, so in why is it a key detail, there you can write it is the setting of the story. Is this clear, children? First one. Now we'll move on to the next one. So here next key detail, what you'll write, what is the story next? Yes, very good. So number of people increased in the village, isn't it? Okay, so when number of people increased in the village, what did the people do it? What did the village people have done it? So you can write in the next key detail, the number of people in the village increased, so they began to cut down the trees. Okay, so now why you have selected this as a key detail? Yes, because it tells us, or it is the beginning of the problem, isn't it? So as they have cut down the trees, as the people increased in the village, they have cut down the trees. Why did they cut down the trees, children? Very good. In order to make home, in order to use the wood as a firewood. Okay, for that they have cut it. So there only the problem started. So it tells us about the beginning of the problem. Okay, now the third key detail, children. So what happened after cutting down the trees? Very good. The forest became thin and sparse. Okay, and there was no rain for 5 years. So this has happened. So the result of cutting the trees is this. So the forest was thin and sparse, and there was no rain for 5 years. So now why you have chosen this as a key detail? Yes, you can write the other side. So this is the effect of cutting down the trees. Now, so after this one, when the forest has become very thin and sparse, what did the people do it? Very good. Everyone prayed to God for rain. Okay, so everyone prayed to God for rain. So this you can write in the fourth block over there. Okay, then towards the right side. Why is it a key detail? So why everyone prayed to God for rain? So why do you think that it is a key detail? Yes, very good. It tells us how people felt when there was no rain. Okay, so we have chosen this. They prayed to God. So why did they pray? They felt that. Okay, this shows us that, or it tells us how people felt when there was no rain. Then what happened after they have prayed, children? Very good. After their prayers, what these their prayers have formed? Very good. Their prayers have formed a shining silver cloud, and it rained. Okay, so then why it is a key detail? Yes, it tells us the rain, or it tells us how the problem was solved. Okay, so everyone prayed. So when everyone prayed, that prayers or their strength or their power had formed like a silver shining cloud or shining silver cloud, and it rained. So that is in the key detail what you'll write. It tells how the problem was solved. Now finally, what has happened, children? Finally, why did they dance? Very good. All the people, plants, and animals of the forest were very happy and they danced. Okay, why they were very happy, or why do you think that is the key detail? Yes, it tells us about the happy ending of the story. That's why we have selected that as a key detail. Is this clear, children? Have you all followed? So all these key details itself we will we can have in the theme. So the theme is nothing but one after the other you can write in a sequence. Now you see the second question, children. What do you think is the moral of the story? So what is the moral of the story? Very good. Or the moral of the story is that we should not harm others. Or you can also write the moral of the story is that, or the story teaches us that that we should not cut down trees carelessly. Is this clear, children? Have you all understood? Now, shall we move on to the next one? Okay, next one you can open to page number. Previously, which page it was? Very good. It was page number 42. You can open it, children. Now, text to world connection. So this is very simple. You need to write on your own. Read the key details of the story in the table. What do they remind you of from the real world? Write one example for each key detail. So here, the number of the people in the village was increasing and they needed houses and fields. So they began to cut down the trees. So when you read the story, you come across certain situation. So this particular situation is given to us. The number of people in the village was increasing and they needed houses and fields, so they began to cut down the trees. So when you read this, what does this remind you of? Have you seen anywhere anything of this sort? Very good. You can write that. It reminds me of cutting down of trees near my grandparents' house or near so and so place. Okay, like that. So when you read certain thing, what does it remind you of? That you can write. It reminds me of, like that you can start. It reminds me of cutting down trees near my grandmother's house or near my grandfather's house. Okay. Now, by the fourth year, the grass became brown, the ponds dried up, and the lotuses died. So this is so when you read these lines, what did it remind you of? Okay, it reminds me of the ponds which dried in my village when I went for summer vacation. Summer vacation, normally you find rivers, pools, everything they get dried off. Okay. Now the last one. Everyone lifted their hands up, sang and danced when the rain came. So here I think you all can write. Yes. So what does it remind you of? So that last paragraph, isn't it, children? So what does it remind you of? So they have lifted their hands up, sang and danced when the rain came. I think surely you might have remembered the picnic. Okay. So it reminds me of that, you can write. It reminds me of the day when I did rain dance. Okay. Okay. When I went to picnic and did rain dance, that you can write. Okay. Now give proof of what it reminds me of with the help of either a picture, a newspaper article, or a quote from a person. So when you are here, you can write one example and what does it remind you of. Okay, so either you can draw a picture of it, or from a newspaper article it was there, or you can even quote from a person. So quoting means I spoke to my granny, or I spoke to my father, he said that. Okay, like that you can write. Okay, so maybe you might have seen somewhere so many trees, and after 20 years very less number of trees will be, isn't it? It's naturally. Even near our area also, children, there were so many trees. Last summer they have cut down all the trees. Okay, so how it was before and after some years how it was, and about that particular thing, who told you, that you can write. So now we'll move on to the next one, children. Yes, now coming to the theme of the story. So what is this? List the five key details from the story once in a village. So already you have written the key details, isn't it? So that key details in order you have to list it off. Then read the key details written above and write the theme of the story in your own words. So what is the theme of the story? Very good. The theme of the story is that, you can listen carefully children, the theme of the story is that if people don't care and respect things, okay, then surely they will be in trouble. So you can write here, the theme of the story is that if that people don't care for or respect for things or the resources until they are in trouble. So you come across people, till they are in trouble they'll be using the resources. Okay, so like that you should not do it. Do you have a problem of not caring for our natural resources in the real world? Explain with the help of an example. Now, do you have any problem of not caring? So, I think everyone cares, isn't it? So, we don't waste water, we don't cut the trees. Okay, so with an example, you can write. Yes, so no, you don't have any problem, isn't it? Yes, we don't have any problem of any problem. We don't have a problem of not using our resources properly, or using our resources properly. For example, we close the tap while brushing, all that you can write. So if you come across people who don't follow it, then you can write, yes, we have a problem of not caring for our natural resources in the real world. We find some people who just turn on the taps and they waste the water. So like that you can write either yes or no, depending upon how you see the people. Is this clear children? Have you all understood? So you complete S2, S3 and S4 as we have discussed. You just watch the video and do it. Is this clear children? Thank you.